What are you talking about?
So, we're going to talk about this month's subject, and since I think of them because, it's just what I do, the subject this month is Know Your Business is Not Your Valentine. It's important to have a life outside of your business. And we're going to start this by you two reading what this says.
Work-life balance.
Say it again, Gary.
Yeah, I'm trying to absorb it.
Say
It's
it,
like
say it,
work-life
say it.
balance, okay.
It wasn't work
Do you guys know what
balance?
this means? I'm surprised you didn't have to sound it out.
I don't,
kinda
well,
did sound
I'm
it
just
out.
kind of looking at it going,
What is that?
what's the issue?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
And the reason why we're talking about this is because last week when we had a video chat, I looked at you both and I'm like, oh, what do you guys do for fun outside of work? And you looked at each other and you said, what? What? Confused.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to make this the month of February, a month where you kind of analyze and check in with yourself and you figure out, are you really actually having a work-life balance? So let's check in with you two and talk about your work-life balances. So, Carmina, how do you balance your work life? And if you don't know, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'm sure of that.
I
Courtney.
distribute it really nicely among 7 days. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like a meal plan.
Yeah.
You can't meal plan your life.
Poor Axel, I just feel for him.
No, actually, we're both guilty because he's the same way. So we
Yeah.
come home, we work together, we come home, and guess what? We talk about work.
Work, yeah.
Yeah.
But what about with your kids? Because your kids don't want to hear about work.
Well, poor kids when they were, a little bit.
That's an interesting because you two work together. You and Axel work together,
Yeah.
and so what do you talk about at the dinner table at supper time? You talk about your work, right?
Yeah.
Or my wife and I, we don't work together, and so then if I am going to talk about work, I have to bring it in because she's not there, right? So it's interesting.
I'm just thinking of this now. I didn't tell you guys this, but I've worked with both of you for a while now. And I remember specifically that I told both of you this at one point. You both need a dog.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. So you have something else to talk about.
We're talking about balance. That's a lot more work.
That's life. The dog's the life.
No.
And then you have work.
Could a
But
dog?
anyways, let's go back to what you do.
If the dog could
with your
answer
kids.
emails, it would be
Okay.
great. If I could train a dog to
Yeah.
answer emails, it might help.
No. My kids live far away,
Yep.
but whenever I can, my family is my priority.
Yep.
So whenever I have the time, I will go see them. That's, no matter what. But if they're not here, and Axel and I work together, guess what? I work.
That's why you
Truly.
need a dog.
I would say though that
I'll pick one out for you.
listen, she's trying to get her money back from the Humane Society thing. No, I would say that you're sharing something you both have in common, the work.
Right.
So it's a way to share. It's a way to share. So like now for my wife and I, we like to hike.
We'll get to you and your wife in a second.
Well, I'm
Gary.
just saying though that you got to find something that you both enjoy so you can share it. If work is it, and you both enjoy it, I'm trying to defend you now. Is that really bad?
I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
So when your kids are home for the holidays, both of you have kids that are grown up, come back with their families. Do you at least have a rule, and you better say yes, or I'm calling your husband, I'm calling your wife, where you put the cell phones away? Do you do that? Be honest.
I do. Except
Okay.
for taking pictures and but they
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
easy because they're crazy about cell phones. So I have
Yeah.
to put it away. Otherwise, they want the phone.
You have little ones. They want to play games on
right.
your phone.
Yeah, exactly. And no. Actually, when I'm with them, I try to be with them. I want to. Yeah, like take the most out of it. So I don't work.
So in that scenario, if the kids come over and the grandkids come over, they're the center of attention no matter what. They trump a lot of different things, grandkids do. But it's a time when they're not around and it's just like my wife and I at home, we have two rules.
Fine, Gary, we can talk about you and Sharon.
Well, I thought this was a thing.
I gotta
but-
give you a hard time.
Okay,
I
you
gotta
do.
give you a
Yeah,
hard time.
good job. But we have two things, okay? We don't talk about our home finances after 9 o'clock at
Well,
night.
Sharon doesn't want to listen to it anyways.
Well,
you
no,
know she won't
our
listen to
home
it.
finances, right? And we don't do phone or cell phones after 9 o'clock at night.
Sharon's really good at getting you out of the house, though, because she takes
Oh, yeah.
you hiking. So I think she helps you with the work-life balance, because if you didn't have the hikes with her, you would just have this.
Oh, she helps me with a lot more than that. You have no idea. As a business owner, I'm a risk taker.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, if I had married Sharon, I'd be living in a
And
cardboard
she's more
box
of a cautious
under
person. Yeah.
Oneida Street Bridge.
Yeah.
I would,
Yeah.
because I'm too much of a risk taker, and she grounds me. But she also, we like to hike and stuff. And
Yeah.
I must say, though, that for all the guys who work a lot, Sharon asked me, well, she kind of voluntold me, we're going hiking. And I said, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Now I ask her, when are we going hiking? Because it is really cool. It's nice. It's something we do together. So the other thing is, especially when we started empty nesting, we had to find something that she and I could do together that wasn't work, that we could actually enjoy each other's time and do things together. And hiking happened to be the thing we both picked. But that, I tell a lot of guys who are in business and gals who are in business who ask me, I said, find something that you and your wife enjoy that you can share time with outside of the work thing. And whether maybe you golf together, or maybe you bicycle together. For us, my wife and I, we hike together. But you have to do that because otherwise, what I found is that you're after the kids leave, and if your spouse is not your best friend, you look at each other and going, what do we have in common? Well, it was all the kids we raised.
Yeah.
And now what? Now we got nothing in common, right? And so that's when the relationship starts to fracture. So you got to work on it.
So your hobby, and one of your hobbies you do together, because Axel likes bird watching and Sharon likes bird watching.
Yeah.
So you have your hobbies. Carmina, I asked you what your hobby was last time, and you couldn't answer me. Can you answer this
Well,
time?
yeah, I love baking. Okay.
Really? I did not know
Oh.
this about you.
Yeah,
I saw you did a cookie challenge, but I didn't know you loved to bake.
Oh yeah, I even had
See,
a
and I would have
business.
guessed red wine. But
yeah.
that's
That's
okay.
my
Oh,
hobby.
yeah,
Red
right.
wine and biking.
Yeah, I had a business many years ago. A
Did you
baking
really?
business. Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. So I like that, and it's like a therapy. But you have to eat the baking goods. So
Yeah, but your
you know.
grandkids now, they eat it for you.
Oh yeah, no, I make them when they're there. But you know what I really like, and
Yeah.
it looks like work, but it is not. I love learning.
Okay.
So I'm like in a leadership class, and but it's online.
Yep.
So it looks like I'm working, but I'm really not. I'm just learning. The
Is that
business class, and the
Is that if
customer
you love what
experience.
you do, you're not working?
Yeah. Yeah.
The customer experience coaching.
The
CX
customer
coaching.
experience.
Yeah.
That's how it started, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the
So-
baking, what's your favorite thing to bake?
Like pavlova, like anything.
Well, I'm gonna be 35
My Instagram
This
if you,
month, so
my Instagram, if you scroll through it, it's all bakeries all around the
Yeah.
world
Has
and
she ever
bakers and
offered
chefs
you
and-
anything
yeah.
she baked?
well, I'm gonna be 35, so I would
'Cause
like
I
a
didn't
baked good,
get-
but
yeah.
don't give me one because
Right?
I'm gonna be dieting
That's
for the
what-
rest
yeah.
of my life. Is what
That's why I
35
don't
means.
bake, yeah.
Well, you can give it to me,
All right.
and I'll tell her how good it is. I mean,
Okay.
I'm totally good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Great.
I'll be
Gary,
your
so
pro.
you're not gonna be dieting the rest of your life.
Oh,
like-
have I diet yet? No, I'll proxy for you on whatever she bakes. I'm totally good with that.
So we have
Right.
2 more people here. I want to know what your hobby is. I already know what it is, but say it. The camera guy, Jordan, what's your hobby?
Working out, doing track, and running a business.
I know, he's
Nice.
crazy. How much do you run a week?
That's all I can say. Kinda-
If you can't,
Over
if you
20
don't know,
miles,
it's
then
way
it's
too
too
much. I'm gonna say.
it depends on what part of the season I'm in.
Wow.
How long? For how long do you run? At least?
Well, I do a lot of sprints and jumps, so.
Oh.
Like,
You
now
must
it's-
not be 30 yet.
No, not at all.
Okay. Yeah, he loves sprinting and jumping. Let's wait in like 5
I
years.
still have a young body.
That's cool. That's so cool.
Derek, I know you never work, so what do you do for fun? I'm just
Oh.
kidding. He's my boss, so he works.
All the time.
When I get a chance, some woodworking, doing things around the
Woodworking,
house,
yeah.
that kind of
Awesome.
stuff.
Woodworking.
Woodworking.
That,
Nice.
something that makes sense because as a website designer and stuff, it's creativity. So that
Yeah.
would not surprise me at all. That's,
I've worked
different.
with you
It's,
for 6 years. I never heard of woodworking.
Yeah, I mean, I've built.
You built that
most
Ferris wheel
desks
thing,
and
didn't
stuff
you?
in my office. and
Yeah,
That's a
that's right.
shiplap?
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's different than web development because you get the creativity and
yeah.
brain power with web development, whereas woodworking you can kind of shut your brain off and use your hands. So
Yeah.
it's just a different type of creativity.
That's interesting because hiking, you shut your brain off. You're walking in the woods and you just are like, you're like hugged by the nature stuff. And you see all kinds of stuff, but you don't have to think about it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I think if you talk about, the work-life balance, it's the turning off the brain thing is the balance because we just talked about being on stage all the time as an owner and all that kind of stuff. You have to turn it off sometimes in
Yeah.
order to relax. You can go and work out, but if you're still thinking about work, you're just working, you're running and thinking about work, right? You're still working. You're just not, so I think you just have to turn the brain off.
So I think everybody wants to know. I know you guys want to know my hobby over there.
Yeah. What's your hobby, Rach?
Biking, road biking. I love it. I'm just getting into fat tire biking. So everybody out there that fat tire bikes, you let me know. Love it. And then of course red wine. All my friends, family, customers know red wine. And in fact, my birthday is actually on National Wine Day.
Yeah. Upcoming.
I like reds. If anybody wants to know my address on where to send it, just drop it in the comments.
Listen to you.
So actually, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to throw us all for a loop here. Derek has been in a video with Gary before. He's already been on camera. The one person you guys have never seen is actually Jordan, our camera guy. So Jordan, come over here. Say hi to everybody.
He's awesome.
I feel like the camera guy never gets to come in the shot.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, there you go.
all right, give
All
Jordan
right.
a round of applause. Thank you.
I'm fine
Jordan,
being on
you
camera.
guys.
I make other videos.
I tell you what, a good camera guy, yeah, you need a good camera
Yeah,
guy.
we'll give you his YouTube page. He likes to eat cereal. It's great. That's his other hobby.
Really?
Eating cereal.
Yeah, he
I
likes
love
cereal. Yeah, in a tree even.
Yeah,
One's in a
in a
tree.
tree.
Yeah. So thank you guys. This was a fun video to make, and let's. I'm gonna keep giving Gary and Carmina a hard time for working too much. But check out the rest of our newsletter, and you can visit their website, vendorteam.com or guideandbusiness.com or GaryTVaughn.com. We've got so many .coms here. And sign up for our newsletter, and you can see more. Thanks, guys. Everybody wave.
See ya.